Disneyland's big expansion that is on the horizon, Disneyland Forward, as the company has put in front of all of us here in recent years, especially the locals around Anaheim. Well, they have now shared, well, not necessarily shared, it's more the city of Anaheim has shared, that more than a dozen rides are set for the theme park's expansion and the project in general as the community looks to the future for Disneyland Resort's growth. In a zoning report, a bit of an environmental impact report, the city of Anaheim has disclosed many of the plans that Disney has submitted to them, because it is public record, as what the Disneyland Resort would like to do here in the near future for the future of Disneyland. What we are looking at is an unprecedented growth structure, an idea that is, in fact, going to not only double the size of the resort potentially, but also bring in things like the Skyliner, bring in things like an extension of the Monorail, or maybe even a people mover. Certainly a lot of emphasis in and around the expansion of both current theme parks and even the talk of potentially a third theme park. Now, we want to remind everybody here, this is all plans, right? Each of these plans, these are all laid out for the sake of maybe even 10 years from now before they get started. So while it is fun to dream, and they continue to tease this, I think it's important to remember the company doesn't really have any money right now. So I don't think there's going to be any groundbreaking anytime soon. I don't think there's going to be any building anytime soon. This is a plan for what is to come, but certainly more has been revealed this past week through these public records and what Disney has submitted in the environmental report. Katrina, a map of more than a dozen rides for expansion between both Disneyland and California Adventure. I guess what are some of the things you are hoping we see in this mix? You take a look at all the imaging that Disney put forward with the Disneyland Forward concept. We'll take a look at the Forward Disneyland slide first, and this kind of gives you an idea as to the concept art that was created initially for what blue sky there was when they came out with the project. What are you hoping we see in these spaces?
At least one of these things come true. Like, that's pretty much it, right? All these blue skies things, like, they make it look so cool with all the water and all of, like, this stuff that's happening. And I'm like, oh, okay, this looks really neat, right? And then when it actually comes true, maybe half of it will possibly happen. Not even half, like a half a ride will happen. So it'll... Isn't that sad? It's like, I am such a Debbie Downer when it comes to this stuff, because I always like want to look towards like positivity and be like, oh my God, this looks so cool. And I was like, one, we're in a like serious drought, so I doubt we're gonna have any water rides, and they're gonna make like every picture that they show for their blue sky pictures and stuff have water in it. So like a water ride or some type of fountain or some type of pretty thing. And I'm like, I doubt that they're gonna want to shell out more rides with water in them, because I don't think it's gonna work.
Well, more than any space, it looks like that DCA side imaging that we have, that Disneyland Forward projection has a lot of water in it.
It looks like a water ride or something, like Disney Sea or something. It looks crazy. And like in my mind, I was like, you know, it would be really cool having some type of Tangled water ride, right? Like you're going and then you're floating in the water and you're seeing the story, and then it's kind of like Pirates, right? So in the pirate ride where you go through the Disneyland one, when you're kind of going through the past and their skeletons, and then they become human, you go through and then you open up to the big water area, and then there's like the pirate ships and they're bombing the city, and so you're like, oh whoa, that's crazy. So in my mind, I'm like, that'd be really cool if they came up with like a Tangled ride where you go through the storyline, but then it opens up and then that's when they sing their beautiful love song and she sees the lanterns up in the sky.
How gorgeous.
And that would be so romantic. And then so in my mind, I was like, that'd be really cool, or like a Coco ride, or like Encanto or something, and start bringing those rides into Disney, like into Disneyland and DCA. But water rides, I feel like are gonna like this water stuff, I feel like is gonna be axed, because it's gonna be really expensive to keep up, especially with like, I don't know, the sun killing the coloring and all of that stuff. So I feel like I don't know,
lots of digging certainly that goes along with that too, right, Garrett?
Yeah. Water is always... I've been to Disneyland enough times to see the little waterfall behind Grizzly River Run just not even happening. It's just like rocks. It's like, what's that supposed to be? Oh, that's supposed to be a waterfall. But because of droughts, we don't have that. It's always easier if a water ride's enclosed, like Pirates of the Caribbean, for example, rather than, Splash Mountain's, when it was still Splash Mountain, it had minimal outside water aspect. So it would be great to have, these dark water rides on them, but who knows? I'm just hoping for one attraction that is original idea, like no IP. I want something like Big Thunder or Pirates or Haunted, where it came from an original idea and has no, IP backing on it, because I think when it's a brand new thought, the Imagineers can just go crazy with it. And us, as I say, dedicated fans, we then get more excited because, we don't have to attach it to another Frozen ride. Like, there's enough Frozen rides.
No more Frozen. I'm over it.
Give me something exciting, something authentic. Pick one thing in history and just go with it, whether that's Vikings or, I don't know, like Spaceship Earth. That's a ride concept that probably would not happen now because it's all around the idea of communication. But
right over your shoulder, bud.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
No, other side.
Sorry, wrong side. Sorry, it's like he was telling me a secret.
Looking forward to Olaf's Toboggan Adventure coming to Disney California Adventure.
I feel like it'd be cool to have like some type of royal area, like expand Fantasyland like a little bit more, or try to create. Like, I don't mind IP stuff. I just want them not to like keep pounding the same things into the ground over and over and over again.
There's a lot of IP, right? Why continue to hammer the same story?
I don't need Frozen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need Frozen like the 17th time. They've already created it over in Shanghai, and they've already created it. Was it Shanghai?
They just opened up a Hong Kong.
And then like they have it in Epcot. I was like, I'm done. I don't need it here. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot
it'd
of
be
other
really
stories
cool to
we
do
can
like
explore.
expand Peter Pan. That would be really cool to see Neverland, because they like in one of the pictures they showed, there was like volcano looking things or like mountains, like like pointy
Neverland.
mountains, and it looks like Neverland. So I was like, are they gonna do like some type of like Neverland like walkthrough or some type of like cool thing like that? Because I would that would be cool. That'd be cool.
I would like that myself.
That'd be really neat. You like come through and like you're like climbing through their like little tree house and stuff. That'd be really neat. And then seeing like Hook's like ship and whatnot, because that'd be like a fun play area for kids to go explore. That'd be really fun, like a little splash pad for like little kids to play in, because the one in Toontown's never going to open. So,
Captain Hook's Chicken of the Sea dinner ship.
Yeah, why not?
Bring it back.
Yeah,
Bring it back, baby. Bring it back.
Everybody's into tuna now. Anyway,
Yeah, I just really wanted to say quickly. I just hope they don't bring Pandora. That's the one that I don't want.
See, that's the rumor, though. That's what they're
That's the big rumor, and I'm like,
I acknowledge
if they
that
bring
one.
Satuli Canteen,
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that would be nice.
As long
Bring
as the
Satuli
food
Canteen.
quality is the same, I'm okay.
Iger definitely acknowledged that one as something that they are plotting for Disneyland, whether it be Disneyland's theme park adjacent or California Adventure. It sounds like that is the one thing that might actually happen out of all of these plans. Certainly in live chat, echoing much of what is being said here, Ronnie saying, I'm hoping for some brand new IP not connected to any films or TV. Start in the parks and expand to film later on if you need to. And then David saying, when this gets off the ground, I don't want to see this expansion done on the cheap. Amen. If you're just going to cut corners and throw in some spinner rides or, some things that we get off the shelf that you can find at any county fair, then just don't do it. Just forget it.
I honestly feel like they are probably going to do that.
Don't say it.
Everybody's talking about, have you like seen the San Francisco Bridge? Everybody's like bashing how cheap it is, I was like, why did you do it? It looks so bad.
Cool in pictures.
It's hideous.
if you see it up close, you'll see like
Shoddy craftsmanship.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
really bad. It's like Tinker Toy. Someone just put it together.
We were sitting there with Mr. Daps one day over by the Sonoma Terrace, and he told us like right before we got there that the guy, this was like a day before the like official grand opening, one of the guys that was up on like the people like lifter, the cherry picker or whatever, smashed his basket right into the side of the bridge.
Oh my gosh.
So you can actually see, if you go and look at the bridge right now, there's a part where there's this big crack in one of the beams that goes across. That's from the guy slamming right into it.
Yeah. Well, but that's like accident. Like there's some other ones that are like the seams are bad and like you could see it's just horrible. But I just hope they don't go on the cheap. And honestly, they show all of this stuff, and everybody in their mind, I'm sure, thinking like in the next like 3-4 years. And I was like, no, it's going to be like 3-4 years until they break ground.
Right.
And then it's going to be like another 7 years until they actually open this stuff up. Because honestly, I don't think they even know what they're going to be doing. They're just slapping stuff on pictures and like trying to send it to the city to get it approved.
Yeah, nor can they afford it right now.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to
I just
pay
wanna
out
throw
all
out-
the annual pass holders.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to throw out one idea in that DCA is different than Disneyland in that it captures the beauty that is California. So I would love it if in the expansion part of DCA, if they add another aspect of California, whether that's like the Mojave Desert or, you know, the Sierra Nevadas, Lake Tahoe, Northern California, something like that. I know we're in SoCal, but just some part of California that makes it really beautiful. Because I know Grizzly River Run is like a made-up mountain, but it comes from, you know, going whitewater rafting in Northern California, or, you know, the Redwood Trail that's, you know, straight out of Redwood National Park and all that. So I'm hoping that some California aspect gets thrown in there rather than we're just going to throw some IP in there. You know, Pandora, they probably had a base in Southern California, and, you know, that's where their IT group is now. Like, I want some Californian aspect in the DCA side. Otherwise, it's just.
Do you think they're going to keep that name, though, with all the stuff that they're adding in there with San Francisco and Pixar Pier, and then now they have Avengers Campus and stuff? So I feel like they're totally getting rid of California.
Well, Tony Stark has a home in Malibu, and that's in California. And then, you know, Hollywood there's Hollywood, Florida.
What about Cars?
I'm hoping that they won't change the name. They got rid of the. Yeah, they got rid of the California lettering. I'm just hoping they don't change it to like Disney's Great America.
Disney's I don't know land. We don't know what we're doing with this.
Yeah.
Six Flags over Disney. Here we go. Grab the kids. Put them in the Winnebago.
Flags.
Off we go. Well, and let's not forget either, one of the other things that were sort of pushed forward in the conceptual development of what Disneyland Forward would like to do is the entertainment shopping district. We'll take a look at that image of the forward shopping we see here. This would be
Disney Springs.
Essentially a Disney Springs of California. Now, I know that we shared a lot of these images originally when Disney first put out the concepts of Disneyland Forward, and obviously a lot of these things can change, right? So one of the discussion points coming out of that zone report that just got not necessarily leaked, but that everybody figured out exists, really is that this space where they would be building this location would be on the current Toy Story parking lot, which is also attached to a cast member parking area, a big slab of land off of Harbor and Catella in Anaheim. This location, while it looks like there is certainly a hotel attached to it, as well as a lot of retail around a body of water, Katrina.
Look at that water.
Body
We
of
love
water.
Gotta have that water.
So expensive.
Either this is going to turn into a Disney Springs West or a possible third theme park, as it was being potentially described in that zone report. So I know that we dug into a lot of these images in long form, I feel like a year ago at this point.
Yeah.
And certainly talked a lot about that missing link and sort of the connection I was making of how do you get everybody over to this space? Because this is essentially a block away from Disneyland and where everything is contained. How do you get people on over here?
And buses are going to be like the dumbest idea.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
it has to be
no,
like you
that's horrible.
walking or people mover or some type of thing, you know?
Absolutely. And the missing piece between that slab of land and the property Disney owns, where the current Pumbaa parking lot is, which they have said in this design and in these zoning forms is going to be a massive welcome parking garage area that is going to connect people up over Harbor Boulevard and into the parks. The missing link between all of this is that space in between the Pumbaa parking lot and everything on the other side of the Garden Walk. Disney has to buy the Garden Walk in order for this to work.
They're
and
never
in
going
order
to
to
sell.
connect it.
They're going to hold out. And that's the crazy part is like, so they're putting in all of this like, you know, little downtown Disney 2.0 stuff. So now they're going to put Din Tai Fung there. They're going to put Portos. They're spending a lot of money. Din Tai Fung is like this, everything is kind of up the framework. So now they want to build on and like do it on a completely separate area. I was like, you don't even know what you want to do because you're just trying to build stuff. And now you're going to have like another type of Disney Springs on the other side. So
Potentially.
is it going to be shopping on one side and then dining on the other side? or is it going to be a little mixed of both? Because at that point, you need to make it easy peasy for us to like move around, because I'm not going to walk a mile. I mean, I don't, but like I can't imagine people like going to one and then walking a mile to the next area being like, let's go shopping. And then they go to the next one, unless there's like a sky bucket or a people mover type of thing that's easily able to get you one way to another, or an actual like, you know, monorail that works, that can hold a lot of bodies.
Monorail, they need a monorail like Tokyo Disney Sea and Tokyo Disneyland that like it connects multiple hotels and goes around the entire area. I don't know how, you know, the city of Anaheim would feel about a monorail system going all throughout its city. Cause,
oh no, they would force them to stop at other locations.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
7-Eleven, for example.
You need like a miniature BART system in Anaheim or something like that. Disneyland is trying to make up for the fact that we did not buy enough land in 1955, like Disney World did in 1971, where it's like, you know what, we need 46 square miles. Time to start buying up pieces of the Southern California area. I'm sure all the people are looking forward to getting evicted.
I mean, remember like in Anaheim when they were trying to build the sky, what is it, like the elevated little crosswalk kind of, so Skywalk, it wouldn't clog the streets, because when you go through Catella, everybody has to cross the street, but it causes such a cluster for everybody to go through that they wanted to build like a direct walkway to, I think, Toy Story, wasn't it? And then every business got pissed. And they're like, absolutely not. It has to go like up and over, and it has to end up on like by our businesses, or we're gonna lose out. And then Disney was just trying to like build this like little crosswalk to like make it easier for people to get from Toy Story and back over. And then everybody just got mad.
I think you might be referring to the Pumbaa over Harbor.
Oh yeah, Pumbaa over Harbor. Yeah.
Yeah, this zoning report looks like that has been fixed, and now the zone report now details that this walkway is still going to happen, but there's going to also be an opportunity for people to get sort of off that walkway and down onto the street level.
Yeah.
So it makes for, I guess, peace between Disney and the Harbor Boulevard community.
But look how long it's taken, though, for them to try to create peace, just to be like, okay, well, let's just build this walkway and then add stairs and elevator down, because they have to add, make it accessible to everybody. But then it's just kind of like, how long was this? 10 years this has been going on? It's been a long time since they announced the idea.
We probably won't see this for another 10 years, unfortunately. But
oh, it's like the 5.
Yeah.
It's never going to be finished.
Yeah, maybe one day.
When Tyler's CEO, it will be fixed.
Make it happen, Tyler.
I'll get it done.
Absolutely. Vote for Tyler, ladies and gentlemen. You know what to do.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. Will you let us know when it comes to the expansion plans for Disneyland Forward? Obviously, as we just said, many years away. What are you looking to see happen with these Disneyland Forward plans, whether it be California Adventure or Disneyland's expansion, or that piece of property over off of Catella that is currently the Toy Story parking lot? What do you want to see? Let us know in the comments.